Everybody, thank you. This is February Conversations with the Center. My name is Clint Thacker. I'm the Executive Director at the Animal Service Center in Mesilla Valley. We only have one question to go over today, and then possibly maybe we can open it up if we have some time or if questions are available. So today's question is, why isn't the county kennel facility being used as overflow to prevent animals being housed outside, as well as being euthanized due to lack of space? That is a great question. There's a lot of politics involved in that, but simply it's about care for the animal, and it's also about doctors. The facility is not ours. Like I said, who's going to care for them? Staffing issues. It says here that let's see, I'm sure volunteers would be happy to help in order to save animals' lives if lack of personnel would be used as the excuse. It's not an excuse, it's a fact that not be able to. Not only right now, the county facility is under a major remodeling of all the floors. They have very limited kennels. So right now it wouldn't even be able to be possible. They've been going through that for the last couple of weeks. We've actually housed some quarantine animals here at our facility for county because that facility is currently not being utilized because of the remodel. Does the city and county not care that animals are dying? You'll have to talk to them. I believe they do care. I mean, obviously we've had increase to our funds, and I believe that they do want the best for those animals. There has been actually some change in the court hold facilities. They used to not hold, they only used it for court hold, where now they do their, when the facility was previously open or available, they were doing their, all of their quarantine holds there as well. I currently don't know what their staffing levels are there, so that's another thing. This person goes on to state, I have lived in a lot of areas and have never experienced such an uncaring attitude. In fact, New Mexico is rated 48th in animal welfare, not acceptable. Shelters in other states have said they would teach ASCMV how to become no-kill shelter. It will take strong leadership and friendly interaction with shelter employees and volunteers working together for the greater good for that to happen. This person is exactly right. It will. It takes a lot of work to become a no-kill center. Just so you know, no-kill means 90% of the animals coming in the facility leave alive. Now, the ASCMV last year, we hit no-kill for dogs. This year, we won't. Remember, last year was a phenomenal year as far as the low impounds, but it was because of the pandemic with COVID. Impounds are right back up to almost pre-COVID numbers. I mean, we're like 100 short each month of what it used to be. So we're always in that 80 percentile for live release rate at the end of the year. We continue to work really hard. I mean, we're a lot better off than when we were. For this person's information, if they're watching after it's been recorded, we have reached out to other states. I am a graduate of the Executive Leadership Program with Best Friends Animal Society. That's actually, these people are hand chosen to come in, and it's like a big think tank where from centers across the United States, and we talk about challenges and how to change them. Some of our programs have come from that, and we're able to do better. Dr. Haddon is in a program with University of Florida, specifically for shelter veterinarians, that are asking a lot of the questions that we need to be asking ourselves, like intake procedures and outcome procedures, adoptions, all these numbers and things that really need to be looked at that successful shelters are doing. I think we are doing the best we can with what we have. We have always a pipeline is open to animal control and so the city and the county animal control. Also for rescues, we've rescued more animals than ever before. You know, these last 4 years we've been here than ever before we have in the past. So We're not going to rescue ourselves out of the issue. We're not going to adopt ourselves out of this issue. It's going to take a lot of challenge and a lot of changes that, frankly, a lot of New Mexico or the people who make the decisions above me aren't quite yet ready to make. And some of those are trap need to return program, limited intake, some of those things. It is a hard road that we're on and we go down, but we continue to push forward on that. Dr. Haddon.
I think I made it clap. I wasn't supposed to clap. I was raising my hand. Sorry. But I did want to say, I don't know how long this person has been in this area. And I know I come from northern New Mexico, but I want to give kudos where kudos are earned in that from the first time I visited the shelter, which I forget when that was, to now, we have grown leaps and bounds in a good way, not grown as far as more intake, but we have grown as far as our policies, our procedures, our capacity for care, how aware we are of that. So I just wanted to give kudos where kudos are earned. I've been here for 2.5 years, and even in that time, they do listen to me. I like it. It's nice. But even before I came, the difference from the first time I came to then, there has been progress, and we're not there yet. We will continue to have progress. That was all.
Thank you. Appreciate that. I also want to bring up, I'm looking at numbers right now on the website. So if you ever want to go and look at like year numbers, how the center is doing, if you go to our website, ascmv.org, and then you go to About Us, down to Annual Reports, that has our annual reports all the way back to 2012. If you go to the 2012 report and look under euthanized, it's over 7,000 animals were euthanized that year. And that is just a phenomenal amount of animals. I want to tell you our outcome euthanized for 2019, because again, 2020 was a really weird year. So in 2019, we did 1,875 euthanized, animals euthanized. So much lower than it was just 10 years later. I'm sorry, I don't know, 7 years later for from 2012 to 2019. So 1,875 compared to the over 7,000 that were done. So that's the only question we had. Is there any questions from the public that would like to come forward? We have one in the chat. It says, when a cat is found by ACO and returned to the owner, does it count as a first return for the year? I think what you're talking about is it for community cat like TNR? And if that is so, then yes, it does count as an impound and returned. It all kind of depends on the animal control officer though. If the ACO scans it and it's right next door, I mean, are they going to count that as an impound? Most likely yes, but I probably wouldn't. I just deliver it to you and educate you on the law. But again, we're not over animal control. Animal control is their own thing. And also, not only are they their own thing, but animal control, some of them think differently as far as what constitutes an impound to them and so on. So you are more than welcome to contact the city, can contact Gino, and the county jurisdictions need to call Mary Lou. Those are both the ACO supervisors, those jurisdictions.
I do have a question, but if it's an owned animal and not necessarily a community cat, that 3 strikes rule doesn't pertain, does it, not to owned animals?
If it's an owner, yes, you're correct. It does not count. We're not going to take somebody's cat away, but the fees continue to get higher and higher every time it's impound. Yeah, great clarification. Now, I will tell you though that if you have a colony, if we're still talking about TNR and you have a colony and the microchip goes back to the colony caretaker, that will count as one of the strikes. I mean, it has to be your own personal cat for it to be that different type of impound. I hope that's clear. All right, any other questions? You are welcome. Well, not seeing any, I think we are concluded here with conversations at the center. I only have that one that we read in. We had one during our talk, and there's no participants waiting to come in. So thank you very much. Well, let's do a quick review or a quick update on the new center. All the steel walls are up. The steel studs are currently up for the exterior walls, and they are doing the large beams, metal beams right now for the ceiling. And there's a lot of welding and sparks flying over there, so we're excited for the progress. That's for the main building. The dog pods, as we're calling them, and that's going to be, there's 4 of them for indoor-outdoor kennels. Those are moving forward. There's cinder block walls are about probably 5 feet high right now, and they put scaffolding up just a few days ago to go even higher. So it's still slotted to be done by the end of September 2022, so this year. So they have 7 months left. They better get busy. But we're excited how that's going. We've had meetings about the interior, what goes inside the interior. In our last board meeting, I transferred quite a few funds over to the construction people, or to the city, so they could start purchasing the kennels. Some of the fixtures are going to be in there, so that's exciting. Facility wise, also, so everybody knows, we've had some cold nights. We've gone ahead and we have already purchased in the past patio heaters and also radiant heat heaters. Those are in all of our outdoor areas. And then we have propane that these run off of. Yesterday, the center was closed to the public, just like all of city was, except for the personnel, essential personnel. So we had staff here cleaning, feeding, and then they did go home. We actually had one of our facility staff members come in, fill up the propane, and then come back and exchange all the propanes out. So we had some heat going all night long last night and also throughout today. And then that same person went today and filled everything back up again. It's pretty pricey to keep those things running, but it's what we have to do currently for them to stay warm. We're really looking forward to the new center. That, those indoor-outdoor kennels are going to be nice to have, so we can just keep them indoors for that. Anything else, Michelle, Bernice, Dr. Haddon?
I don't have anything today.
All right, thank you.
Can I clarify one thing that I post I saw on Facebook
Sure.
somewhere? I don't know if it's Facebook or one of the social media sites. Anyway, just to clarify for anybody who goes back and sees this recording, when people are posting their animals, trying to rehome them, that just remember that we as the center request customers to do that, so they're not left here, and try not to rate them or be negative. These community members are just doing as we asked to try to rehome and use the shelter as a last resource.
Thank you.
I don't have anything.
All right. Well, thank you all. We're going to go ahead and shut her down. We appreciate all that you guys do, and everybody be safe and be warm. We'll see you later.